I think we are ready there. We're all good. Hello, hello. Welcome. Happy Monday. Sorry, I'm just checking to see if everything is linking through, which I think it is. But of course, you never know. See, it even said you are going. So that is all a good sign. Welcome. Happy Monday. Welcome here back to Business Ops and everything else in between, hosted by me, of course, Hannah, in the OBM Assembly Space. So we're live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So let me just make sure we are all set to go, which it says we are. And so that is good. Good signs, good signs. So let me go ahead and put this all in here and we can go ahead and get started. And of course, this week we're talking all about your way to operational brilliance. And I think, and I know I've heard a lot of people when they talk about, like, oh, I need to get my operation started, my systems, blah, 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 and all that fun stuff. A lot of people get quite scared and they're like, no, it's just too much, time, financially, and of course, just the headspace of it all. Like, there's just a lot that goes into when you talk about operational, and a lot of people say it's boring and it's just like, I just want to get my business going and all that fun stuff, and which is a great way and in some sense, because yes, of course, you got to hit play there. I did it to where I prepped so much that I didn't hit the play button. So it ended up delaying. So you got to have the balance between the two. However, when it comes to the time where business is going, business is flowing, there is that way of how can I handle all of this? There's a lot to it. There's more than I can chew at times because it's just, especially if you're starting off by yourself, you spread yourself quite thin. Um, and of course, it's a fair warning. If this is something that you're watching on replay, if you're watching us live now, please note this will be a little bit longer today than normal. Normally, I try to keep it 10, 15 minutes, but there's quite a bit of things to uncover, and I want to make sure that I go in detail on all of them and that we all understand where we're at when we start with your operations. And so the first thing is really defining where you want to start. Are you going to start with, your entire business? Are you going to start with a specific area, which could be systems? Are you a specific process where you're trying to add new people into your team? There's a lot of bits and pieces. So defining that, where we want to be with that, helps a lot because it gives us or gives you a way of saying, okay, so this is where I would like to focus in the next 3 months, because I know it takes time, energy, and of course, there's finances involved with that. It's whether you through your time or investing into something to help you with this. So, learning, understanding where you want to start, like what is the scope of the works that you want to do. Number two is have a definite objective of, if when I get this done with my operations, let's start with systems. This is what I would like to have at the end. This is my main goal, and having this will get me A, B, C, D, F, G. So that works quite a bit. That really works where you see the light at the end of the tunnel. You understand this is my vision. This is where I would love to go, and that's that. And of course, gain all the information that you need. Now, gather data. So this is mainly just kind of like an audit. Like, okay, what systems do I have now? Do I even have a system? Where do I land in all of this? Do I have time to start this? And I'm gonna make time. What do I need to remove from what I'm doing now to gain more time to be able to focus on this part of the operations that I would love to achieve? Also, identify what you know what you need to perform all this. So that's what I was saying in regards to the time audit of yourself. Is it somebody in your team that's going to do it, and all of the above? So we want to make sure of that. And the next one is, you know, analyze what you're doing now. What is it that you're doing now that's not working? Understanding that and say, okay, so because I don't have the system, it's taking me extra 2 hours a week to do A, B, C, D, F, G. Whatever it is that you're doing. And then also review how much we can invest in this as well. financially, it's like, okay, systems, some are free, some cost quite a bit of money. It all depends, where do we fall into that, like how much, again, can we invest not just our time but financially in creating this process for our operations. So that's one thing that we want to make sure that that we're understanding. So that's something that's huge. The next one that I want to check into is, is there anything that I need to add legally into this? Because depending on if it, even with operations part of just the systems, if you're going to bring in a person to help you, manage that system, you need to think about, how, if, are they going to be an employee, a contractor? There's quite a bit of things to think about. There's not just one thing, and that's why with the Operation Brilliance, starting from the beginning, like we talked about, what is the main goal is the best part. And for that part, develop strategies, find people that can help you develop these strategies that are experts within that area. So let's say it's a specific system, and you're like, you know what, like I need somebody to help me with this system that knows, gets me set up, get it done, and just really go to the next level in regards to making sure that everybody's being taken care of, and having somebody that knows it, that can help you right away. Again, whether it's a system or somebody like me that comes in and say, hey, this is a whole big review for everything, we need to take care of this. And then also, the biggest part of it all is what I was talking about earlier, is just hitting the play button, just implement the changes. And, we can prep as much as we want, but we won't know. Sorry, let me move that. But we won't know what is the actual outcome if we don't hit play. Like, we need to implement these strategies that we've created. And of course, you monitor your progress. Like, okay, this was my goal in 3 months. In the past 3 months, this is what's been going on. What's happening? What has worked? What has not worked? What's really going to help us move to the next level? And so that's what I want to make sure that we all look into, is just looking at that progress. And I think that's a big thing that a lot of people forget, and for myself as well, in the beginning of businesses, people forget that there's so many ways that goes about it. You just have to really just start it, and starting it, really, it's just getting into that mindset of, okay, what is it that I need right now that will help me move forward within my business, that will help me, A, be more productive, B, gain more time, C, um, financially feasible for my business right now. What is it that I can do? And really stepping back. And of course, that takes time, that takes energy, but we have to get to that point, because if you do not, and your business grows to a faster speed, or it cannot grow to a faster speed because your operations is not working like clockwork. And it's quite difficult that I've seen businesses has has such a persona on the outside, but they're in the inside, in the operations, there's usually one or two people that's carrying all that weight, and it's not fair. So we want to make sure that if your operations are to the point where we need to get it going, we need to um, get it to a space where we can be doing better. It's the best way that we want to go ahead and go about that, because there's nothing more satisfying than having your operations going and flowing. And yeah, and so I would say the best advice I have for today, which I'm actually just hitting 10 minutes, so that's really good, is just start. Is start thinking about it and making a step one action. Just understand, okay, I know I need to get my operations going. I know I have all these things I want done. What is it, the one thing? Sorry, my hair is just like, what is it that the one thing that we need to tackle right now? Whether it's your systems, whether it's your processes with your team, whether it's just starting with you, like what kind of leader do I want to be in this space? Like, do I want to be? It's just start with something. And the operational barriers is not just about SOPs and all that stuff. Yes, it's a huge deal of it, but there's so much more to it. And if you feel like you don't have time to get into that, just start with yourself. Like, what kind of leader do I want to be able to get me to the next level in my business? And so if this is something that you have been looking into, thinking about your, or if you are, somebody's team and you know that they need to get this operations part going, please feel free to DM me and say, hey, this is my situation and I would love to chat with you about it. Because at the end, sometimes our people don't need all of these things with operations. Just one little thing, one little change that we can make to be able to get you to the next step, to get you to the right way, um, the right road to get you to operations brilliance. So yeah, again, DM me and say, hey, this is what's going on. I would love to get your input on it, and I would love to chat and see what we can do. And of course, if it's not with me, I do have a lot of people around me that can definitely support you in different ways within your operation. So thank you so much for coming into this live. Of course, I do go live every Monday at 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, LinkedIn, and also on YouTube. It's all OBM Assembly. So again, thank you so much. And if you have any questions, please feel free to DM and just say, hey, I have a question. But yes, thank you so much. And of course, thank you for your patience. I was a little bit late today and my lovely raspy voice. But if you've noticed, if you made it this far, if you've noticed and you've seen that my background has been, we're back here, give me a, what you can say, a leave comment below if you made it this far and say, oh look, your background, we're back, we're the same, and you've noticed. So yeah, I'll give you a little freebie on something that I have if you recognize the background. Alrighty, thank you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you all next Monday. Bye.